Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
I've watched you sometimes.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbanallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Thursday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Today is the 3rd of August. Now, this morning, I want to quickly throw back something that I've had for quite some time. I decided to hold on to it, but I think that is necessary because yesterday and the day before I checked and I found out that the individual was still at post. Please pull up the Copyright Office letter for me, please. There's a memo that was written to the Attorney General. It's from the Solicitor General. It's to the Copyright Administrator, copied also to the Acting Chief Director, dated the 3rd of March, 2023. It's a subject of retirement of Copyright Administrator Ya Atifwa and postings of Principal State Attorneys, Mr. William Bonsu and Miss Dorothy Habada. Now, I'm doing this in respect of Let the Retirees Go. It looks like because I slowed down a bit on Let the Retirees Go, there are a lot of retirees who are still at post and they don't want to go. The first time when we did it, a lot of them went, and a lot of young people have been given jobs. I don't want to be showing pictures of people who have served their nation. Now, the above subject matter refers, please. Following discussions held with the Copyright Administrator in your office in respect of a retirement or exit from the service, please find below recommendations for postings in the Legal Service, Office of the Attorney General and Copyright Office for your consideration and approval. 1. Mr. William Bonsu, the Principal State Attorney of the Civil Division, be posted to the Copyright Office to understudy Miss Ya Atifwa, who is due, a Copyright Administrator, who will be exiting the service on 31st May 2023. Today is the 3rd of August. So May, after May comes June, after June comes July, after July comes August. 31st May, note the date. Mr. Bonsu has agreed to be posted to the Copyright Office following discussions held with him. He will, however, be handle his pending cases while the Copyright Office and the report on the cases to the Solicitor General until he completes them. 4. It is suggested that the postings of Mr. Bonsu should be with immediate effect since Ms. Ya Atifwa will be leaving in 3 months. This will enable her to prepare Mr. Bonsu adequately to enable him to manage the Copyright Office as steps are taken to appoint a substantive Copyright Administrator. At the meeting, it was agreed that Ms. Dorothy Habada of the Copyright Office be posted to the Koforidua Regional Office of this office. In the meantime, it is respectfully requested or suggested that she be posted to either the Civil Division or Prosecutions Division to prepare her in litigation before reporting at the Koforidua office. Her posting to Koforidua should therefore take effect in January 2024. This Miss Dorothy Habada, is she qualified to take over? I don't know. But the crux of this matter is that Madam Ya Atifwa is due for retirement. The question I asked this morning, per this signed on the 20th of March 2023, which was received by a private mail bag, is Madam Ya Atifwa still at post as the Copyright Administrator? That's the first question. Number 2, if she is there, what exactly is she doing? And I don't want to show the photographs. So, Madam, good morning to you. If you are still there, and we have been told that giving contract extensions is not something that we should do, even before we went to the IMF, and you are still there without a contract extension, please, tomorrow is a holiday. Today, when you close and go home, don't come back. Because if I get information that you have come back, I will put your picture up there. And the next one, I will show other correspondences.
Johnny's Bite.
You have served your country very well, and we salute you for it. Anybody who has gone past 60 and served your country, we salute you. The point is that you need to clear the way so that other young people can also get in there. So this morning, I'm making a passionate appeal to you. The next time, it will not be a passionate appeal. The next time, it will be a show of other correspondences and pictures. And I intercepted this a long time ago. I decided to keep it, believing that by 31st of May, you would have gone. But I'm learning that you are not gone. Is it true? Is it not? Good morning to you.
Johnny's Bite.
Now, we've all been talking about the Bank of Ghana. And I'm making this appeal because there's an association, FOCAP or something. They have also said that, look, the copyright administrator, the whole thing has been messy. There's a Ghana Web report to that effect. So it is not just me. Everybody is worried. So please go home. Now, everybody has been talking about the Bank of Ghana, how they declared 60.8 billion loss. And now explanations are going on. People say, oh, we don't understand what is happening. Did we read the reports? Do we understand the report? Blah, blah, blah. The Bank of Ghana itself has admitted that all was not well, all is not well. And then there are the Sergio Ramoses who believe and know everything, who defend every kind of thing any day because they are what do you call it? So show me the mission statement of the Bank of Ghana. There's a mission statement of the Bank of Ghana. Let's see that one first. And everybody has been talking about the governor of the Bank of Ghana. People are defending now. We're now being told that, oh, the maintenance fee that we saw, the millions of CDs that we saw for maintenance, it included fuel. I'm not an accounts person. I'm not an audit person. I am not a finance person. But having been in groupings, regional SRC, NUCs, GAPS, having been at AYPA, Service Guild and all of that, I know that when accounts are presented, they bring notes. They add notes to it, and then they put appendices to it. At least I learned that growing up as a boy. So I asked the question, this report that was from the Bank of Ghana that we are now being explained to what it constitutes, what you call vehicle maintenance and all of that. Where were the notes? Is it an afterthought? I'm just asking my questions. Now, the mission of the Bank of Ghana is to formulate and implement monetary policy to attain price stability. 2, contribute to the promotion and maintenance of financial stability. 3, to ensure a sound banking and payment system. Now, you know that the Bank of Ghana, show me, there's also a mission and then the role of the Board of Governors. Now, the Bank of Ghana is supposed to do these things. The Bank of Ghana not so long ago had a very strict rule. Commercial banks their feet were held to the fire. So the Bank of Ghana really is the examiner who sets the question and set a certain marking scheme and expected that the local banks will hit a certain mark, failing which they would be repeated or some would be even expelled, and we saw them. Some were merged, and we saw that. So now the Bank of Ghana, having set the standard and the marking scheme, is the examiner. Question I asked this morning is, if the examiner fails the exam which is set and which he used to pass or fail others, what should happen to that examiner? It's a simple question, is it not? That the examiner puts up a question, sets a marking scheme, and the examiner fails that same exam. What should happen to the examiner? Should we sack the examiner or should we cancel the course? Should we reorient the students? What should we do? I'm asking the educationists. Now, the vision and mission to be a central bank of excellence, respected and trusted by stakeholders, excellence. What has happened does not show excellence. What has happened is not giving the Bank of Ghana respect. What has happened has broken the trust of the stakeholders, which includes you and I. The mission, as we read already, is to formulate and implement monetary policy to attain price stability, contribute to the promotion and maintenance of financial stability, and ensure a sound payment system to achieve sustainable economic growth. Now, there's a board of directors at the Bank of Ghana, and they also, if you read the reports, millions of CDs have been given to them as well as their sitting allowance. The governing body of the bank, as stipulated in the Bank of Ghana Act 2002, Act 612, as amended, is the board of directors. The board is responsible for the formulation of policies necessary for the achievement of the objects and functions of the bank. The board provides strategic direction. Listen, the board provides strategic direction on the bank's operations and meets at least once every 2 months to consider matters within the above statutory responsibility and those referred to it. Give me the organogram of the Bank of Ghana. And I saw all this in the report because I took my time to read the report that the Bank of Ghana brought. And you know that in the past few weeks, I've been talking about how people get onto boards, how people get to become CEOs and MDs, and what their track record has been. Because as a board member or part of the board of governors or part of the board of directors, you are supposed to have a certain knowledge, technical know-how, experience. You are not just supposed to have work experience. You are supposed to go beyond that and have managerial experience. You are even supposed to go beyond that and have directorial experience. Work experience, managerial experience, directorial experience. And everybody has been talking about Dr. Addison. Fair enough. But let's see the organogram. Because Dr. Addison doesn't work unto himself. Dr. Addison works to a board. Right? Dr. Addison works to a board. Let's see the organogram. Dr. Addison works towards a board. So there's a board. The organizational structure of the Bank of Ghana is that there's a board of directors. There's a board of directors. And then there's a governor. And then there's a monetary policy committee. And then there's the first deputy governor. There's a second deputy governor. And then there are the other governors. Internal audit, research, blah, blah, blah. They have been there. So you look at the organogram of the Bank of Ghana. There's a board of directors. There's a governor. Monetary policy committee. First deputy governor. Second deputy governor. Most of you have not seen the report. So I'm taking the pain to take you through portions of the report. So I've showed you, number one, what the mission and vision of the Bank of Ghana is. I've showed you what the function of the board is. I've showed you what the forward march of the Bank of Ghana is supposed to be. We all are alarmed at how much has been lost. But who are the governors of the Bank of Ghana? The board of governors of the Bank of Ghana, the board of directors. Who are they? Let's see their picture. The board of directors of the Bank of Ghana. And this is in the report. So there's Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Aferi. Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Aferi, right? He's a member of the board of directors of the Bank of Ghana. Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Aferi. There's also Dr. Ernest Addison. Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Aferi is a member of the board, and he is executive director, first deputy governor. There's Dr. Ernest Addison. He is the governor of the Bank of Ghana. He is the chairman. There's Mrs. Elaine Elsie Ado Awaji. She's the executive director and second deputy governor. There is Mr. Charles Edubuahin. In fact, Dr. Charles Edubuahin. He was, mind you, he was a minister of state at the Ministry of Finance. The Alhaji has taken over from him, and he was sacked from Nanado's government. But he's still a member of our board of the Bank of Ghana. There is Mr. Joseph Bilnam Al-Hassan. He's a non-executive director. There is also Dr. Samuel Ninoy Ashong. He's executive director. There's Dr. Kwame Nyantechi Owusu. He's a non-executive director. There is Mrs. Comfort F.A. Okran. Mrs. Comfort F.A. Okran. She's a non-executive director. There's Mr. Andrew A. Boy Doe. He's a non-executive director. There's Mr. Jude Kofi Buckner. He's a non-executive director. There's Professor Eric Osei Esibe. He used to be a very popular voice on our economic staff. We used to call him on the media landscape, but he's a member of the board now. There's also Miss Angela Tremantin Jimo. She is a non-executive director. Dr. Regina Ohene Dakwe Duchum, non-executive director. Mrs. Sandra Thompson, board secretary. Those are the board members of the Bank of Ghana. Now, keep this on for me. So the people at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Addison and his team, they also work to these people. You understand? They also work to these people. So now the question must be asked, not just of Dr. Addison, but of these great Ghanaian men and women, that how did what happened at the Bank of Ghana happen? And are the explanations that they are giving to the people of Ghana tenable enough? The other time I put up the pictures of the board of governors at GIHOC, and one of the board members met me. He wanted to fight me, but he realized that the fight was a non-starter to begin with, because I have identified rot at GIHOC, and instead of fixing the rot, he was concerned about me putting his photo up on air. And I said, the photo is already on the website. Anybody can check. My nephews and nieces can check. Please put the picture, the photos up there. Let's see them again, the board members, right from the beginning. Let's see them again. It's important that we hold people accountable, because they are supposed to be the strategic leadership of the bank. They are supposed to provide excellence. They are supposed to provide respect. They are supposed to also get the stakeholders to have confidence in them. These are the board members of the Bank of Ghana. So now, if there's a question, Dr. Addison and his top management should not just be the people. All these fine Ghanaian men and women who are there, who bring their experience to bear from whichever field. And I want to understand what the criteria is to make it to the board of the Bank of Ghana. I'm not saying that people are not qualified to be there. But if there's a problem, we need to start asking the questions. Who is fit to be on the board and who is not fit to be on the board? And I'm going to make it my duty to tell you these days, all the board members and the leadership of the non-performing state-owned enterprises. Because these board members, they also take their allowances when they sit. The chief executives of the non-performing state-owned enterprises, they also take their allowances and their salaries and all the perks, house boy, garden boy, whatever, fuel. Now, so, yes, Dr. Charles Edubwan is still a member of the board. He was sacked from the government too. The government told us that he was not fit for purpose. In fact, Charles Edubwan and Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta were singled out by the majority in parliament first, and then the minority joined in, that they would not even sit to listen to the reading of the budget. But he's a member of our board. Madam Comfortokran, Springboard, you know, all of that. She's a member of the board. So this morning, if you ask the questions, don't just ask Dr. Addison the questions. Ask the board members the question as well. Because the board members are supposed to also be responsible for all that has happened. The Bank of Ghana governor couldn't have done everything that he did without the tacit approval of the board of directors of the Bank of Ghana. These are very knowledgeable Ghanaian citizens. So the question we should be asking is, Sayo Nukpa Ejen Lo, Sayo Nukpa Bejen Lo, were they there when the decisions were being taken? And what did the board say? And if the board did not agree, why did anybody not resign, like it's happening at Gihok? The board says, some members say, we don't agree with what's happening, blah, blah. We all know what the problem is. Resign.